Hi friends, today we're reacting to Sara Dietschy's house tour. She has almost 1 million subscribers on YouTube and makes awesome tech content, so you might have heard of her. But she's also been very diligent over the years of recording her housing journey. I'll link them all below so that you can check it out. But now, let's peep into her condo. No, that's creepy.
Today we're doing a condo tour. It has been a long time in the making. It's so funny. I made the move-in tour a very long time ago, and then I was like, we're redoing this. Here's all the plans. And then something that I'm gonna try not to say in this video ever again after I say it this one time, but supply chain shortages, labor shortage. I'm not making fun of those things because I understand they're affecting the world, but it gets to a point right now, as of 2022, in 2021, this past year, if you try to do anything home related, buy a home, renovate a home, build a home, there are so many issues within that that's going to just stall everything, whether you're looking for labor or parts or wood. Hi, Judy. Yeah, this is my cat, Judy.
I think that she is completely justified in being frustrated by that. This video is like a year old by now, but I'm still seeing supply chain issues affect price and timing of all sorts of things in the real estate industry. I honestly think that I've blocked out that period though. I do remember shopping for 2x4s during the pandemic, and they were like $10 each. It was absurd. I did an IKEA kitchen renovation right before the pandemic, and I can't even imagine trying to accomplish that now. We're trying to shop for like an IKEA closet situation, and even that's almost impossible. Like half of the items are out of stock, and there's pretty much no indication of when they're gonna come back.
I don't think I even showed the main master bath last time. The only thing we did in here was just painted the cabinets white. They don't even, here's the thing, they don't even really match the bathroom because we were gonna redo everything else, but the cabinets were red before this. So I'll tell you one thing, they look better than red, okay? So that's our temporary solution. I mean, it looks fine, right, John?
Yeah, that's good.
It's fine.
I have so many temporary solutions in my house, it kind of drives Kendall crazy. But seriously though, I do always recommend that you wait maybe 6 months to a year after moving in to do any major renovations. I promise you that your ideas are going to completely change after you see how you move through the house, how you use it, what spaces you use, what spaces you just kind of ignore, or where stuff piles up over time.
Extra just perfect and spectacular is the kitchen. So let's do the kitchen reveal. I've been yapping my yap for too long. Judy, you gotta move.
Looks like a very early 2000s, maybe granite countertop there. Probably been halfway updated a couple times. Newer appliances, but I bet somebody put in that glass tile as a fun reno project at some point because it doesn't totally match the cabinet. The red wood is definitely a dated look.
Here is the new kitchen. So before, as you remember, it was red everywhere. It was really banged up. And my favorite part, I think, is just this white countertop. You have the waterfall edges.
Okay, what do you think of waterfall edges? I can't really decide myself. I think that they might already be on the out, but it is a nice design solution to clean up, kind of a ugly cabinet front. It does add a lot of expense though. Solid surface countertops are already pretty expensive, and the extra detail and labor that goes into the waterfall definitely adds to the bill. And
basically we went with kind of like glossy black subway tile with the matte cabinets, and I'm just super stoked on how this entire kitchen turned out. This is my favorite part ever. As you guys know from the last video, all new appliances. This is probably my favorite appliance. Overspent on the microwave just because how clean it looks. It's is there no buttons? There's no buttons. But once you press somewhere, aren't these cabinets just amazing? We originally had some hardware, but I was actually don't put hardware because there is a lip on the bottom where it makes it easy to just grab. So I was this looks kind of clean, no hardware.
Okay, I do like the look of the no hardware. IKEA has some nice solutions. Those totally out of date 80s fronts that you see everywhere are actually really nice at that too. But my favorite, let me pull it up here, it's this local cabinet company. It's a little bit more playful than how she's done it, but I love how they do like these little holes in the fronts and cutouts in the frames. It's just really fun.
And then with the drawers, I wouldn't have the same look, but you need hardware, right? So I basically got these off of Amazon. So this is just, you know, matte black hardware. And then ready, guys, we got the soft close. Oh, this is our junk drawer. The fact that I chose to open up the junk drawer out of any of the drawers, okay? Junk drawer, guys, okay? Judy, you wanna be the star of the show?
I love the Judy content. This video is like a year old, and I saw it when it first came out, and I can't remember if it was because of this video or I saw it somewhere else, but I actually did the exact same polls on my office cabinets that I put in. Let me show you. This is a little IKEA kitchen cabinet hack. I've just put together all of these cabinets, and I love this hardware. It's just nice and seamless, and I put it everywhere. And then we've got a nice little workstation here. This reaction content is kind of an experiment. Please let me know what you think. Anyways, if you're enjoying our Seattle real estate and renovation content, subscribe and share with all of your friends. And also, I'm a real estate agent in the Seattle area, so if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, send me a message, and I'd love to work with you, and we can get together and talk about how to get started. Okay. Back to the video.
This is like lot 5, so it's okay. You know, this place is so open that it kind of just, it was too much. We didn't need that. We want open, breezy, beautiful CoverGirl. Okay, these lights are from a brand, I think a West Elm brand called Rejuvenation or something like that. So it's like kind of like a blue-gray, the same color as our stools, the same color as the couch. So it kind of, you know, matches with that stuff.
I think that it's so fun to splurge just a little bit on lighting fixtures, and you don't have to spend an absurd amount. We got a really cool piece above our dining table for like $400, which is, I don't know, it's not too bad. I think that Sarah did a good job with these ones. They match the loft vibe really well, but
these lights.
Look at this. The black cord, I probably would have swapped it out for a white one so that it blends in a little bit more seamlessly to the ceiling.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this. This dining room table, not a normal dining room table, it's actually a fully conference table, so it is sit and stand. I'm just obsessed with these desks. And it's also a whiteboard desk. Wow.
I'm trying so hard to convince Kendall to let me put in this like massive 8-foot long whiteboard in our kitchen. I think that it's so fun. I think it's just a good space to think, the kitchen and the dining room, that is. You know, I want to be able to write down ideas, let them percolate a little bit instead of them just getting lost into the ether of iPhone reminders.
And then just this rug, because Kitty loves to just like attack it. I'm glad that we went with a Lowe's rug that only cost $200.
$200? That's kind of absurd.
I'm telling you guys, the quality level of furniture has just plummeted. I'm trying to figure out ways to maybe source things more local from like local builders, because I'm like, our corporate overlords are kind of like failing us right now, I feel like. This is the bedroom that we actually sleep in. The bed frame took a while to find as well. This might just turn into a ranty video, but moving on from roasting West Elm, let's move on to CB2. Bought a bed from them. It came falling apart. We did the bed frame where basically it comes in with built-in side tables, and they didn't even stand up straight, and it was a whole thing. So, you know, had to wait months to get it, months to return it.
Yeah, I think this is a good message, to buy local as much as possible. Support your local craftspeople and businesses. Don't buy from Redfin, buy from a home in Seattle. Okay, that's my plug, sorry. I know a furniture rehab guy in Seattle, and if you're looking for good furniture, you know, contact him. Do a quick little Google search, go to your local farmer's market. Personally, I think that it's super important that we return to a shop local mindset that really just kind of disappeared during the pandemic.
Oh no, Sarah's in her car talking in this video, you know that's serious. Just letting you know there is a happy ending to this video. The second half is touring our new place. Oh my gosh, what are we up to, right? Listen, did we fail?
Many times.
Many times. Did we enjoy the process? No. Did we learn things? Yes.
Okay, this is where it starts to get juicy. This is a follow-up video to her house tour. This is actually after she sold the place, and I'm super impressed with the amount of restraint that she was able to show in not talking about all of the drama with the HOA during the renovation, which is probably a good move to make when you're trying to sell the place.
We tried to tough it out, but we just crave family, we crave space and something different. So we moved to Texas and we bought a condo. And during that time, we were kind of still in New York state of mind, and we bought like the perfect loft that would probably be amazing in New York City.
You know, the housing market marches on because, you know, people crave to be near family and friends. They want more space. They want less space. They get a new job. There's a lot of advice out there about timing the market, for me included, but I think that it's important to remember that sometimes you just need housing and you should jump on it when you need it and just don't worry about it so much.
You don't want a yard? You guys can't manage a yard. It's gonna take too much effort to mow. If we owned a big house with a yard, who would mow the lawn?
I would. I actually find it kind of therapeutic.
Oh! Well, did we just make a huge mistake then, getting a condo? So we kind of got scared out of buying just a normal house. We were like, hey, a condo is going to be much more simple. It'll be easy. It felt safe to us. It's just what we know, right? We had a concierge that could accept our packages. We had a Starbucks and Target in walking distance, and that felt really cool. Moving to Texas, that isn't a very walkable place, but still having that.
Kendall and I went through this same kind of dilemma, except I had PTSD from taking care of this kind of disgusting yard. At the last home flip that we lived in, there was garbage buried under pretty much the entire yard, and I spent so much time just digging it up and cutting back blackberries, and it was awful. But now we have a much more manageable yard. It's still fairly big, and I regret it a little bit, the amount of work that goes into it. But just know that if you're going through the same dilemma, that yard guys aren't that expensive. You know, if you can afford it, we have a really good guy who, it's actually a pair of guys, and they charge like $80 an hour, and a lot of the clients that we have only require a couple hours a month. So, you know, if you want that space and you're a little nervous about it, there are ways to get it without too much responsibility. A condo is a very simple lifestyle, and I would definitely buy it for that lifestyle, not for the investment opportunity. I do have a feeling that Sarah's building up to something here, though.
We're not exactly in the time of our life where we're shrinking down. It's more in the expanding phase, you know, and a few years maybe thinking about a family or something like that. And so the space got pretty small pretty quick. And in terms of that was a mistake, okay? When interest rates were at all-time lows and we got that 2.8% loan, we shouldn't have bought a condo, but we should have bought a house, okay? Regrets, I have them.
Okay, I keep watching all of these YouTubers make bad real estate decisions, and no shade on Sarah. She's extremely smart. I think these topics just aren't really talked about in school that much, and people aren't super educated about real estate. Kendall and I did what I think a lot of people should be doing. And, you know, before I even got licensed as a realtor, we bought a place in the suburbs of Seattle for like $450,000. It's quite a bit cheaper than living in the city. And we spent 3 years fixing it up with the intention of selling it for a profit. And we got a little lucky because of the housing boom, and we were able to sell it for a $250,000 profit, and then put all of that into the next place and move closer to the city where we actually wanted to be at. So you can see how powerful this stuff is if you approach it in a thoughtful and strategic way.
The building, well, had some issues. We were stuck in New York trying to move, and we were learning that like the pipes were bursting, some floors were flooding. Luckily, our unit did not go through that, and there were just a lot of issues. So we instantly got hit with a special assessment bill of $17,000 for all of the repairs, and they also decided to lump in a complete remodel of the building, which is cool. Great. That building is gonna look so cool, and it's gonna be a good investment. But for us, we kind of wanted to just have a place to live in peace. And
I actually explain this to almost everybody that buys a condo because they don't know about it beforehand. But an HOA is basically like a small business in charge of running the maintenance and upkeep of the building, and they run on those HOA dues. So the benefit here is that you don't really have to think about maintenance too much, but the drawback is that, you know, you might be be hit with these bills when the dues don't cover everything. Now, she's talking about the Texas winter storm that happened a couple years ago, causing some unforeseen damage, but this sort of stuff happens all of the time. You know, a roof might need to be replaced that wasn't foreseen. I once saw these balconies that were under designed at a condo that were falling off the facade, and I think everybody was hit with like a $50,000 special assessment. So, you know, the $17,000 sucks, but it's definitely not the worst that I've seen.
We were kind of stuck in like this sunk cost fallacy, right? Because we're like, oh, we already poured so much money into this. I mean, literally after the storm, we had to replace all the appliances, the fridge, we replaced the water heater, we did all of our renovations. And because we poured so much money, we're like, oh my gosh, we have to stay here, we have to live here. But at the end of the day, after the renovations, after having to fix everything, that place was just not for us.
You have to live in a place if you buy it for a couple years. I'll repeat that. If you buy a home, you have to live there for a couple years, or else you're going to lose money. It's as simple as that.
Okay, so where are we going? So our first reaction was we need to look for a house, right? We wanted to rush to sell because obviously right now it's a hot market. It's a good time to sell. But that means it's not the necessarily best time to buy. It is crazy. I grew up in the areas that we're looking, and houses that should be $400,000 to $500,000 are $800,000 to $900,000. What we found ourselves looking at is it was still a compromise. We were still looking at things, well, okay, we need to renovate that and do that. And guys, what I'm telling you, where I'm at in my life right now, I don't want to renovate anything. I want something that I can just move into and enjoy. And I was like,
finding housing is always a compromise. If you're moving right now, remember that. My recommendation for people that don't want to take on a project is to usually buy new construction. It doesn't mean that there's not going to be projects. I've helped plenty of people buy new construction where there have been plumbing leaks or any number of issues. But it's on the builder to fix that, and it might still be disruptive, but you're not out the money. My favorite sale this past year was I helped a single woman buy her first home, and we were looking at a lot of condos in the Seattle area, but you know, they were kind of small, older buildings, so a lot of these same issues. And we started looking at townhouses, and we found this really cool one-bedroom townhouse for the same price as a condo with no HOA dues. There was parking included. It was private space. And it was a needle in a haystack kind of find.
It's sad, but we kind of had to declare defeat. We literally just gave up. I did not want to take a loan with a 6.5% interest rate and then also settle and then also overextend ourselves. I do not do well without a sizable safety cushion of cash. You know, what I've learned through all of these experiences is if my brain is cluttered with anything other than work, it's going to affect the only thing that I really care about outside of my family, and it's like you guys, and it's YouTube.
This is a good time to talk about hindsight. I'm always so disappointed when people give up on their home search. Now, I know she moved to LA after this, so I guess good thing that she didn't buy anything in Texas. But anybody would be happy with the 6.5% interest rate nowadays. It was kind of a hard pill to swallow last year, but now they're touching 8%, and it's a significant difference. Although this is June last year that she uploaded this video, and I'm looking at the median sales price in the Seattle area, and it's been pretty dismal. Median price for a single family home in June of 2022 was like $965,000, and now, like a year and a half later, it's $880,000. But the monthly payment back then with a 6.5% rate with 20% down was $5,500. Today at $880,000 with a 7.5% rate and 20% down, it's $5,500. Same thing. That's remarkable. I don't really know what to take away from it. I think the real estate industry is still reeling from everything that happened to the housing market during the pandemic. I guess that personally, I still would have wanted to buy ASAP because that $85,000 loss in value is going to come back in a couple years, and I could just spend time enjoying a home and setting down roots and establishing a community for myself. I bought at the top of the market twice now, once in 2018 and then in 2021, and it's been great so far. I haven't really regretted it because I've stayed put, been patient, and just ridden the waves of the market volatility. Thanks for watching, and if you're thinking about making a home in Seattle, send me a message. Let's work together. Bye.